Okay, folks, welcome back down to the safe room. This is my Megatron from Wei Jiayang. It's the Neo-1. I think it's pretty cool looking. It's got a big cannon, really cool. It's got a couple of custom things on there. But this guy is not what we're doing today. Today, I'm going to take this box and I'm going to make it into a building. So let's get that done.
Let's go.
So for figuring out the scale of this guy, I'm going to use two different action figures. And that shot glass. First action figure is going to be Spike. He's someplace between 16 and 18 in the cartoon series, and then we're going to use Megan Fox's from the Transformer movies. And that's a shot glass with a shot in it. And that's a beer with some duct tape to keep the label off of it. So now I did some math on these two guys, and let me check my cheat sheet real quick. So in 2009, she was 23 years old and 5'4". So I'm gonna have to do a couple light equations just to try to figure out where that's gonna go into at. So if that makes right about there, 5'4", probably gonna want to make the doors at least probably about 6 foot high. Those should be somewhere right about here. But I'm gonna go ahead and make it probably about 7 foot, just in case Yao Ming or Andre the Giant want to be able to walk in. Good up close look at the figures for you. So these are the figures against what will eventually be the building. Now, if you're wondering, I'm going to cut that top part off, by the way. If you're wondering why I'm using these two very specific figures right now, it's because, although that is, now I'm looking at it, it's just going to be huge. Do I have that cart? Because I'm going to use the Neo-1 against it. Now, I know I started off the episode showing him off, but just kind of want to reiterate how big they were compared to him. So, with Megan Fox here, I've taken apart some DVD cases, cut them into little chunks that are about the size of her. Well, at least her head. Who's going to want to be at a window that's all the way like your whole body? You know what I mean? You want it to be at least like halfway. And to do the rest of that, I'm going to bring out our friend Tape. He's useful, he's blue, and he's just about the size I need. So what I'm eventually, God, every time I look at the top of that box, I just want to rip it right off. If you do this, watch your fingers. So now we have the box the way that pretty much gonna look like for the time being. Turn the whole thing inside out. Gonna use some duct tape. I'm gonna seal off the parts that are folded around so that it stays stable. Can't really move the camera right now, so just duct tape. And a little bit more duct tape. Now this is the MPP-10. I'm using this guy because these two toys, the two action figures, will fit inside of him when he's in his alt mode. Or, as other people like to call it, when he's a big-ass truck. But they'll fit inside of him comfortably. Oh, Megan Fox, you're drunk again. Just going crazy. But that's the size of that. So, they'll look nice inside of there. They always do. And I should probably get to some taping. So that's what the inside's going to look like. I kind of sealed everything up. It stands pretty good. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. Now I'm going to tape these sides off. And to do that, I'm just going to use some tape and some good old-fashioned white glue. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows where to find it. Probably got some in your house right now. And there you got it. Now I'm gonna have to paint this whole thing up, and I'm immediately gonna forget that I've taped that side off on either side. So let's see what it looks like after I get that done. But first I'm gonna have to take this thing, trim it down a little bit, so that I can do all the lines that I want to do. I want to be able to add in some features on the side and on the top. Just one more time so we can remember. There's Spike, Megan Fox. I can't remember her name from the Michael Bay films, but really, who could? Even with that on that chair, that thing's going to be huge compared to those guys. So, let's see what we can do. Okay, this is the box after I painted it. And obviously, I completely forgot that was there. I called it. Now, I'm going to take this whole thing. I trimmed up the sides a little bit. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect by any means. And I'm going to start cutting this guy up. Well, I'm going to mark them up first, and then I'm going to cut them up so I can make the edges of the building, give it a little bit of a dimension as opposed to just a box. So here we go. So this is the bottom part of the building that's going to have a door in it, just to give it that third dimension. So here's what I'm going to use for windows. And I painted the whole thing black again and decided to add this little part in there. Whole bunch of tacks inside of it. I'm not going to go through the whole process with you. You should be able to figure it out on your own. Have some fun with it. I mean, you're just doing some arts and craft. This is what's going to be the bottom of the base, or like the front door. Just going to attach that with some tacks too, maybe a nail or two. Found a cologne lid. That's going to be a garbage can, and then I found something else from when I worked at a bar, and I just added a little no smoking sign to it, so now there's an ashtray outside too. I'm gonna paint this guy again with some stone. Make sure to set something down. You don't want to kill the grass. Now that I've got all that done, put some more glue on top of this guy, shove that back on there. Hopefully it sits. If it doesn't, we'll just set it on fire. It is made out of cardboard. So, for the windows, kind of have to figure out how tall she's going to be for everything. Make each floor about 2 of her. Kind of a higher floor, but smaller window count. So this is the front of the building. I put down the address, added in some front doors, and scored some lines on there. Now to make the windows, I'm gonna need this. That's right. Phantom of the Opera from 1998. Or 1988, one of the two. No, I'm gonna need a Blu-ray box, pair of scissors, ruler, and this little silver marker. Scalpel's not gonna hurt. So after that's all done, I've got these. Now they've got some lines on them, but it's not gonna matter because I cut them so that they're big enough that they fit outside of the region that you'll be able to see, because they'll all be inserted from behind. And then I just have random pieces left over. So I'm gonna use this box to make the exact size of the windows on every side. Don't do this if you don't have parents. Now this little box, I just found it randomly someplace. But see, I've got it already taped in there. And I think the little silver adds perhaps there's a blind there, or some curtains. So there's the front door. That's just 2 pieces of that leftover plastic I had. Just gonna take those after I duplicate that one. A couple doors there. I'll put some glue down. Probably put a piece of yellow paint or yellow plastic or something right there. Make a doorknob at the correct height. I guess I could get really fancy, cut the whole thing out and then make it so that it opens up for them or something. So here it is. Got MPP10, I've got the garbage can, I've got Megan Fox, I've got the ashtray, I've got Spike, I've got a Kremzik, and I've got a block Energon next to an NE01. See, I added a couple little yellow handles there, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. And both of those fit inside of MPP10. PP. I put a light back there just to give it a little bit of a light source inside of it. It looks like one guy on the 3rd floor has his office on, and now it's the 2nd floor. But there you have it. The whole kit and caboodle. Next to the movie Flubber, a coin, a batarang from the hit Batman vs. Superman, a roll of thread, and my shot glass. So that's the guys next to the truck, just so you have a scale of how big that actually is. And it's monstrously huge. Kind of want to try shooting this out at night so you have a better idea of just how good it would look without, you know, the safe room in the background. Nope. There we have it. Salute. Click like and subscribe, guys. Talk to you later.